All right, Gavin, I want to show you what we've done with this page that you sent over. And I've really not worked much on this at all, but I sent it off to my assistant and I'll show you some options he's put together. And we're kind of at a point we need to talk to you about what level of detail we want and how important certain pieces are. I'll say for right now, getting the map page in there is actually a pain in the butt. So we've just ignored that for right now. We can revisit it later, but having that highlight on there just easily from a mobile device seems like it's a pain. We'll try and get to that later though. But he literally took this and tried to make something that matched it pretty close. And we started just by using the tool we're best at, Podio. This is what we have a lot of our clients generate stuff from. And ultimately, we come in and we build a quick database. So, like the products that you use, for example, we come in here and we list them out. So we took some of them from the example of what you shared. The preference product, here's the active ingredients, here's the stuff we need to know about it, blah, blah, blah. And we put that into a thing. You would have to build out a database like this, but for this product, here's what's active, here's our certain numbers for it, and like things like what's the worker protection info for this product. So that we could fill this section out, right? So we would take that info and you would have this preset. And the reason we do this is so you don't have to type it every time. Once it's set for that product and what rate you apply it at, now it's an option on there. Okay, so we build that out with our products list over here. Different acids, different fertilizers that you use. Okay, and then ultimately you're working from the orders place. You go into work orders and you'll essentially be coming and adding a new work order every time. I'm just going to pop into one that I have here. And we just have to go through and any of the fields that were put on here that needed collected. So, what was the start time? What was the finish time? Or what was the sky condition, the wind speed? Each of those basically have to have a spot on here to enter information. What was the sky condition? Wind speed, right? You would come in, type all that stuff out. Okay. Now, on a mobile device, here is what that looks like. So, having it pulled up to my phone right now, you'd switch in and you'd use an app called Podio right here on it. And you would come down to the work orders and you would basically come up, hit the plus button. And just like I just said, you'd have to fill out each of those different details, right? Dun, dun, dun. You'd have to go through everything. And then some of these are, just texts. We can type in whatever we want for them, wind direction, east, right? Some of them we can literally just type in. Other ones, and there may be some of these, like your tank count, that instead of having to type each time, you may want like a drop down. So, like, look when I touch on product here, what it actually does is takes me to my selections of pre-built choices where I can say, okay, which products did I want in that spot? Okay, and then I keep scrolling down. How much did I need to apply here? You know, 50 gallons, right? Then I hit the little green check mark, takes me back to my fill out page. What was product number 2? So you get the idea. Pretty straightforward here. You have to fill out this whole thing, okay? And then at the very end, there's a button that we hit that just says generate work order. So I'm going to do it on one that I've actually already filled out. So there's info to go with it. So if I look at test number 3, I have this filled out with info on here. You can see all of that stuff has been punched in. Let's add a couple products. I deleted some off so that I could show you in this example. So boom, product. This is fertilizer. And it was 6.3. I don't care. I'm just putting stuff in there, right? Product number 3 was Power Lock, and it was 2.4. Okay. So I check all of those things on there. Then I hit that generate work order and I hit the check mark. And then it basically starts a workflow to automatically create and add the file that we want to be generated on it. Um, we can actually have that email it out instantly too. So it's thinking right now. It takes a minute to think and load it onto there, but I'll just come and refresh it and pop back in. If I scroll down now here at the bottom, I have a file, and if I touch that file, I can pop in, and so you can see basically, just made it up here for Gavin sprayers. There's the start time information. I haven't piped the products in yet, but we have different pieces going on here. Oh, for the farms, I didn't show you this. You have to get information for each individual farm, which is kind of funny. So this is how it looks on here, back on the item that we're building. We just edit it. We come to the farm area or the fields, and we can just hit a plus, and it's going to have the database of past farms, right? But we can hit the other plus and say, okay, I need to create a new field, and this is Carson's field number 3. Enter whatever I need about it, what crop zone it is. This one's going to be corn. You'd have to get the numbers for the latitude, longitude. I can't in this type of application, unfortunately, pull that up with GPS, which that might be annoying. So see what you need there. But you'd have to fill this out for each farm, hit check mark, and that would then add it to the fields that get populated when that file comes. Okay. Anyway, if we look at it, so back here on the computer dashboard one, all that stuff that was just added um, on the mobile device is going to be on the computer for you to pull up and look at. So for test number 3, you'll remember I just added field for Carson's field number 3. It's right here already on the computer, so you can reference later. You can have files. We could put a field on here just like this. So let me say, boom. We would put something in here. I put it down at the bottom. I would put customer email, and then I'd have email work order. And then we would just have this built out so that if you're standing there talking to them and make it on the phone like we just looked at, you'd be able to put their email in there, and then you could click that button, and it would take that attachment and email it to them. Okay. It's not doing it right now because I haven't programmed it, but it's very easy for us to do. This is just ideas of what's happening, how you have it. There's quite a bit of setup in it, and we also have to go in and we have to decide how to set up what we do with this PDF. So this is the software where we're actually building it. I know I don't want to bore you with looking at too many details, but just to show you what's possible so that you understand, we literally come in here and we lay out how this paper needs to work. Do we need a spot for the image right there? How do we plug in an image? Um, do we need a spot? Okay, so products, for example, we have the title bar, but I haven't put the spot for it in there yet. So I need to come in, create it, and I'll add what we pull from the product areas. Uh, so all of these things are very flexible. We just set it up basically, and then when we generate, it just plugs it into this template. Okay. So to do it our main way, how we help others do stuff, this is how it would go. We'd need to spend some time on the phone with you deciding how we want to tweak or change your document so that it works and displays the information you want in the most concise way. Okay. Now, that way does have some complications to it, but it's what we're best at. Um, the alternative, and I'll go back to the phone view here, is we could get you set up with a system that a lot of our clients use. It's called PDF Filler. And it would be basically we have just a blank template. We would take and we would create a very blank template of this database or of this PDF report like this. And let's pretend it's this one right here. So I'm going to hit open. So we would have a blank template, and you would be able to come into a template like this every time and just come and type stuff in. So our start time would be Monday, 10 a.m., November 20th. I don't know what the date is, but whatever it is. And then we could say, okay, what is our application method? Sprayers. I don't even know what you put there, but so you could see we could come in and you could have just like a template and come and add stuff like that. We would have a big blank spot right here, and you'd be able to come and say, okay, maybe I want to add a picture. So I'd scroll here, I'd choose an image, tap where you'd like to add a photo, and then I'd say, what photo do I want to add? Have to bring one from my gallery. You could screenshot off of the Maps app on your phone. Okay, boom, and you could customize how that photo looks on here. I think I'm not sure how I do this. I've never done this on mobile. We do it on desktop a lot, but anyway, oh, there we go. Yeah, screw it. So it would be possible to do this, but to me, it's a pain to have to be on my phone, zooming in, and like for the product section, I'd literally have to come in here and add a whole bunch of new text and try and cover up what was there. It's kind of difficult, whereas um, with the Podio, you don't have to be formatting it on a piece like this. You literally just type it into a field and it pipes it in for us. So we like that, but this is an option that I could give you the login for, and you could play with this as much as you want, where you could have a template like this that you just come in and you modify and do things on it yourself, but it's literally just kind of like painting a picture here and it shows up. So Podio, we could actually calculate numbers like this for you, where here you would just have to come and put in your own numbers of 5.04. So you'd have to do all that manually. But those are your fastest options that we can put together for you is something like this PDF filler app, which a lot of our clients use for contracts and that type of thing, or where we started in Podio, where you go in, generate your work orders, punch in all the information. Once you've punched it in, hit generate, tell it to email whatever you want, and save that. So there you have it. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of information about what's possible here. And everything we looked at today is customizable. We can change how it looks. We can change how it displays. We can change everything about it. It's just a matter of deciding what we need and how you want it. And off of you handing us this PDF and us playing with it for an hour or so, we are able to get to the point where it can spit out this PDF for your company. We'll put your company's name up here, put whatever we want, generate work order item numbers for you. We just got to figure out these images. They're being a pain in the butt for us. So that's it. I'm done. Take a look. Tell me what you think. We can go from here after you review these ideas.